Here again, so here, but all this. Anyways, you can read all of that. I'll just hit you so you can pause it if you want to read that. And that. And this is the femur of a very large plesiosaur. Got very large plesiosaur. This is a humerus. I don't know what that is. It's a bone. It's a bone probably connected to the flippers. But that's just a guess. I'll pull plesiosaur, not plesiosaur. Sorry, I got it wrong. And then you can read that if you want to. And that. And then that's a dragonfly wing. Oh, that's really cool. First insect remain found in the Kimmeridge clay. Hi, and then there's this. And there's some stuff over here. And lobster inside an ammonite. What was that? Oh, I think that might be that. No, that was that. And then an ammonite buddy chamber, home to a shrimp. Oh, yeah. And then molten remains of a lobster shell inside an ammonite. That's quite cool. And then there's this. And this. And all these. And this. You can pause it if you want to read anything as well. And there's all this stuff. And yeah, you can pause this if you want to read anything. Because, you know, I'm not going to read every single thing because I don't have the time for that. And also, I don't want to make this a 20-minute video. Anyways, there's that. Oh, copra, fossil poo. Yeah. And then there's something there. And what's that? Oh, burial marks. New trace of a worm. Trace fossil. Oh yeah, I can see it. Mass mortality of shrimp. They've oofed the shrimp. They've oofed all the shrimp. And there's some stuff there. And then ink sacs from a squid. What's that? There's that, and then there's there, and there, and there. You can put there, and then there's a bunch of other stuff. These are specimens of belemnites. Oh, cool. Hooks from a squid that are commonly found in the guts of fish and reptiles. And then you can read about drip propulsion in a squid. That is, just so I don't confuse anything. And then there's upper Kimmeridgian, which means that upper Kimmeridgian is newer, and then this is there. Oh, rapid evolution. There we go. You can read that. And the Lower Kimmeridgian, which is older. And then there's this, and then there's Darwin and barnacles. Yeah. Yeah, and then there's that, and you can also read that bit. And there, and is there anything off barnacles? I think there might be. And then there's some more stuff over here. Anyways, I'll see you in the next recording. Here again, I'm recording this. This is the most complete, I think it is, yeah. The largest nearly complete plesiosaur to be found in the Kimmeridge clay, and is currently under scientific study to reveal more about the species and how it lived and died. Anyways, you can read the rest of that. I'm gonna make it nice and easy. Just so you might want to slow the video down so you can read it, and it's really interesting. And the ribs have flying a bit, but yeah. It's also, this is a map of where the Kimmeridge clay is and stuff. So if you look, it goes, is it Kimmeridge clay formation? Yeah. I think, if I'm not mistaken. So this is Kimmeridge clay. It goes all the way up, and there's a tiny little line across the centre, and it goes out to Norfolk and, you know, that area. And also you can read all about that. Anyways, see you in the next recording. Hey there, I'm in Corfe Castle Museum, and you can access all that. There's all this. So these are footprints of 4540. So maybe very early Cretaceous. Yeah, it's very early Cretaceous. I didn't even what's it? I have no idea what the proper was, the proper word. You can also read that if you want, and that, and then there's these, and then there's this. Zoom in if you want. I'll zoom in probably so you can have a chance of reading it. Pause it if you want to read it properly. And there, and then there, and there. And also there's all this stuff, which I'm just gonna... Actually you can zoom in just so you have a chance of reading it. And then there's this, and then there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Actually you might zoom in as well. And then there's that, there's this, as well as that. You can just go around and look for all these numbers. There's also this, there's all this, and this, as well as that. And then here, and here, and there's also, you can read that as well, and there's also an image. You know what, I'm going to zoom in it 3 times so you have a chance of actually reading it. Here, and then there's also, what's that, a gun I see? On there, and then there's also this. So I'm going to go back to 1 to view that, and there. And then there's a bunch more artifacts, you can just read that, and then you look at the numbers if you want to pause it. And then there's a bunch more stuff over here. And shoes and stuff. Here you can look. And then there's another do that. And over here there's all this. Here and then here. And this you're gonna have to zoom in to read. That. There. There and there. This is about prison, I think. Cork Castle. You can read that, all this. Yeah, anyways, I'll see you in the next recording. Hey over, I am in Cork Castle Model Village, and it is at, so it's 1/20th, so 20 metres would go down to 1 metre. So this is the church as a model, which you can just read about there. You can pause it if you want to, you know, read anything. And there's here, what's this? That. You can pause that if you want to read that. Oh, interesting fact. You can read that. And then this is, you know, the entire village. Is that a model with the model? Oh, that's the river, I think. Is that a model of the model? I think it might, yeah. So paradoxical. So this is Cork Castle, and it still looks ginormous, even though it's 1/20th. Where is it? It's just over there, the actual one. Yeah, it definitely looks like 1/20th of the size. There's a little cart there. Yeah, I think that's a model of the model, which is weird to think about. That means the river runs just there. I'm not too sure where it runs. And then there's, so that's the, no, that's the stream that runs through. That's the bridge. There should be a second bridge. I think there is. And then stable over. That's it when it is in its glory, when it wasn't blown up by the parliamentarians. There will be a read thing for that. You can go down here, and that's the river that runs next to the castle. Don't know what that is actually. I have no idea what that is. And oh, here is it, guide to the castle. You can just read that and that. There, and then you can look at the model. Yeah, that is definitely the model village. Someone made a model of a model of a model, which has got to be one of the strangest things out there. It runs here. And then there's some other stuff down there. But anyways, I'll see you in the next recording.